From the day he arrived, Erik Ten Hag has looked like a manager that's not afraid to make big decisions. He dropped club captain Harry Maguire, benched Ronaldo, signed an aging Christian Eriksen, brought back Antony Martial, and it looks like his revolution is only just getting started. For a team whose previous manager said needed open heart surgery to get back where they wanted to be, Erik Ten Hag has done precisely that. So, what sort of decisions did Ten Hag make? How did his players react? Are United in with a shot to challenge for top 4 this season? Stick around till the end to find out. It all started with the 4-0 loss to Brentford at the start of the season. After an utterly demoralising defeat to Premier League minnows Brentford, United were reeling. Ten Hag was brutal. He took responsibility for the losses against Brighton and Brentford, and after the game against Brentford, he scrapped the day off for his players and replaced it with a training session. The entire day, they spent 14 kilometres running in the training ground as a punishment. Since Brentford had not just bested United on the field, they'd outrun them by a whole 14 kilometres. Ten Hag himself joined his players in this punishment and ran the full 14 kilometres with them, acknowledging his own mistake in the loss. This show of solidarity with his players galvanised the squad, but not many fans or pundits gave United much of a fighting chance when they were up to face Liverpool on a Monday evening in the 3rd game of the season. And then came the revolution. Out went the captain of Manchester United, Harry Maguire, and in came Raphael Varane. Luke Shaw was dropped despite having one of his most consistent seasons the year before, and in came a young and energetic Tyrell Malacia, tasked with keeping one of the best wingers in the world in Mohamed Salah at bay. Fred was dropped from the midfield and replaced with the evergreen Scott McTominay. Cristiano Ronaldo was dropped onto the bench and Anthony Elanga took his place. The message was clear. Ten Hag didn't want any passengers on his team. If you made it to the squad, you had to work hard. He wanted his teams to run faster, to play harder, to press more intensely. This was translated to their training as well, where for every goal the players conceded, they would have to do mandatory push-ups. No wonder the team looks so difficult to score against since that moment. United blew Liverpool away with their impressive counter-attacking display, and the result was an example of a classic smash and grab. After Luke Shaw was dropped, he had this to say about the manager. He's keeping everyone on their toes. He makes sure that everyone is 100% every day. If you're not at it, then you won't play. That's a positive thing. Shaw might have been dropped after his first 2 games of the season and replaced with a very young Malacia, but he regained this spot in time for the Everton game and has become a mainstay in defence again, with his performances suddenly improving in response to his manager's demands. United look sharper, quicker and much more solid defensively. The victory against their fierce rivals gave United the sharp boost they needed to go on to regain control of their season. Antony was finally signed from Ajax in a very public transfer saga that threatened to drag on beyond the transfer window, but thankfully, United were able to seal his transfer and bring him into the squad to provide competition on the wings. Rashford has looked like a man on a mission this season, even winning the Premier League Player of the Month award in September for his extraordinary performances for United. Ten Hag's team went on a 4-game run of victories in September, trouncing Liverpool, Southampton, Leicester, and league leaders Arsenal in the process. The victory against Arsenal in particular was very impressive. The game was almost a repeat of United's performance against Liverpool, solid in defence and devastating on the counter. In the 7 games since United's loss to Brentford, Ten Hag's men have won 5, lost 1 against City and drawn against Newcastle. So what did he change at United? How does a team that's lost both of its opening games of the season to opposition that was frankly not as good as the teams they faced later improve so quickly? Well, the answer is simple. It's the Ten Hag effect. He's a strict disciplinarian, and no player is exempt from his wrath. All players have to show up to meetings, match days, and training sessions, with fines slapped on players for being late to any of these moments. Along with this, Ten Hag has taken strict control over the players' diets, from the youth teams all the way up to the senior squad, revamping the sorts of foods they consume and being especially vigilant with players' BMI. So, no more players being overweight during the season. There's a specific target that each player has to hit, otherwise they're not in the squad. Cell phones are forbidden in the canteen, so they're forced to bond with each other rather than being separate. Additionally, phones are also banned inside the dressing room especially. United have always been drilled with tactical setups, dossiers on opposition teams with detailed instructions on how to stop each opposing player. tactical breakdowns that highlight each individual's strengths and weaknesses for them to work on. The attacking players of different teams have also been identified, with players tasked with disrupting the opposition's attacking patterns. United have also been playing in a much more systematic manner in comparison to previous seasons, with the transition of the ball from defense to attack looking like it's set on a predefined paths. Especially when United are playing on the counter, you can notice how Rashford, Martial and Antony break in complete separate directions at rapid pace, and then it's up to Bruno Fernandes or Eriksen to find them with the killer pass that's needed. There's been a clear shift in mentality among the United players that has become all too clear to see this year. But it's not just a more strict approach to training and games that's led to the rapid improvement. Ten Hag has changed the entire foundation of the way United play. He's realised that playing out of the back is not suited to the way Harry Maguire operates, and despite being club captain, he's been relegated to the bench. Paul Scholes called this decision a very brave one from a brave manager. Varane and Martinez are much more comfortable receiving the ball directly from De Gea, a keeper that's especially poor with his feet. Christian Eriksen has found his rhythm finally, and looks like the player that helped Inter win the Serie A and made his name in England not too long ago. His ball progression especially has helped him operate more as a deep-lying playmaker, allowing him to receive passes directly from the defence and then spread it across to the wingers, helping launch United's rapid counter-attacks. Casemiro is finally looking like he's ready this season and in tune with his United teammates. With his presence on the pitch with Raphael Varane, United can at least rest assured that with the presence of a world-class midfielder, they can finally take their gameplay to the next step. And if it's not Casemiro, Scott McTominay has already proven he's got the legs to last and play for extended stretches by always being an available runner and hustling all over the pitch for his team. In attack, Antony looks like an inspired signing. Still a little raw, but he's improving with each game. He was one of the only United players that looked like they could threaten City's goal. Antony Martial, Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford and Bruno Fernandes have all looked dangerous with goals and assists distributed across the front line. Sancho finally looks like the player that BVB demanded an excess of 100 million euros for. Cristiano Ronaldo has been relegated to the bench, but he looks hungrier than ever. And if he is used smartly, especially for the bigger games this season, there's no doubt that he can perform when it matters. He's also taken on more responsibility with his connection with Antony and Rashford, being particularly notable on the pitch. And that's the story of what's been happening at United. Ten Hag has galvanised a squad lacking confidence and instilled within them a belief that they can truly challenge the biggest teams from anywhere in the world. They train better, run further, and look sharper than they have done in many months. With their remarkable performances against Liverpool and Arsenal already, Ten Hag has already demonstrated that his United team, while not the complete product, is still utterly devastating on its day. His critical decisions of benching Ronaldo, Maguire, Fred and Luke Shaw are all brave moves for any manager, but he's done so without turning the squad against him. This season, as things stand, United are in 5th place after victories over league leaders Arsenal, European giants Liverpool, and most recently an absolute drubbing of 3rd place Tottenham. And they're just 1 point behind Chelsea, who are still in 4th place after a Cristiano-less United drew against them last weekend. Should United continue playing this way, they might have a genuine shot at sneaking into the Champions League spots in Ten Hag's first season in charge.